Let's take you to China, and this is a chaotic moment here as people are scrambling just to get a share of some essential goods. This all went down at a quarantine checkpoint in Shanghai. Residents, as you can see there, just grabbing boxes of goods. This as the CCP quarantine personnel, though, stand watch over them, John.
Yeah, frustrated residents are in strict lockdown mode right now, and they say they are not allowed to leave their homes, even for essentials. They're relying instead on rations doled out by government officials. That is how communism works. And joining us now to discuss this is the author of The Great U.S.-China Tech War and the Coming Collapse of China, Gordon Chang. Great to see you, Gordon.
Hi, Gordon.
Hi, thanks very much.
So, Gordon, we've been talking about the coming collapse of the Chinese economy for a long time now, and we're hearing about major food shortages. China's central bank has had to step in now to shore up the yuan. The Chinese currency has been weakening consistently. Also, the Xinhua news agency, the official mouthpiece of the CCP, says it's infrastructure weak in China, and that is a pun intended there, because the Chinese economy is on the brink, and they are trying to inject whatever they can, more construction, more roads and bridges, or whatever, to shore it up. So tell us what's really going on.
Yeah, the Chinese economy is going through a period of distress. It was already weak before these COVID lockdowns on the eastern part of the country. But really, they've paralyzed Shanghai. China's biggest city, its financial center, has become primitive in the sense you could see society breaking down as people scramble for food. The problem here you have is that foreigners are taking their money out of China. Last month, there was a withdrawal of $17.5 billion from portfolio investments. That was a record. This Chinese renminbi, the yuan, fell 3% in a very short period. That is a danger sign. And so right now, the only thing that Beijing can do is pour a lot of money into infrastructure, which the country really doesn't need right now, because it already has high-speed rail lines to nowhere and all sorts of stuff that, yes, a bigger country could use. But China right now doesn't need a lot of this infrastructure it's putting in place.
Because the Chinese economy is built on a consumption model, right? It doesn't matter how many people occupy these massive cities that they build. It's just the fact that they get built, and that's what they measure their growth on.
That's right. It is infrastructure-led, has been for quite some time. China needs to move to a consumption model like the United States, like a lot of other countries, because that's really the only sustainable way to maintain an economy. And China is not able to do it. Matter of fact, it's moving away from its consumption model with this infrastructure spending that was announced yesterday, as you point out. So China is going in all the wrong directions. This is short-term stuff, and it shows a little bit of desperation on the part of Xi Jinping, the Chinese ruler.
And, to talk a little bit about that, and, obviously there's a lot of censorship that goes on. There could be some desperation in that regard as well. Obviously, we've been seeing all this video, Gordon, of Shanghai, the residents locked in their homes, forced into COVID facilities, desperate for food. And now, even the New York Times is reporting how China's COVID lockdown outrage tests the limits of triumphant propaganda. The rage and sorry in Shanghai hitting a new peak last weekend, it said, when vast numbers of people shared this video. It was Voices of April, and you see it here, focusing on China's COVID failures. Now, the CCP tried to censor it, Gordon, took it down, but these users, they found a workaround. They even embedded it in a computer monitor in a SpongeBob cartoon, so they are fighting back hard. And, we have here the Times also quoting a University of California, Berkeley internet freedom researcher who said the scale of censorship required to silence dissent too large at this time. So we really are seeing a bit of a shift here, wouldn't you say?
Well, yes. I mean, we have seen the limits of totalitarianism in Shanghai. And the reason, Bianca, is really because these COVID rules don't make sense from any perspective except for the political fortunes of one figure. That's Xi, the Chinese ruler, because he wants his third term as General Secretary of the Communist Party. He's considered the author of this zero COVID policy, so he's not allowing any change in it. But it really no longer makes sense, especially with Omicron BA2, the subvariant, which is ripping through Shanghai and other cities right now, going to even Beijing. So I don't know what these guys are going to do, but the Chinese people have had enough, as you point out.
So, Gordon, it was not that long ago that President Xi enshrined himself in the same rare air as Mao. Is that all at risk now?
I think that it is. Now, I do believe that he will get his third term when the Communist Party next meets, which is, if tradition holds, will be October or November this year at the 20th National Congress. But I don't think it's the near certainty that everybody has been saying, because he's grabbed power from everybody else, which means he's accountable. He's got nobody else to blame. And a lot of things are going wrong for China right now, and people are not happy. And it's not just the people in Shanghai. It's also senior Communist Party leaders who have been disadvantaged by Xi over the past decade. There is revenge in the air. I don't think they're strong enough to deny him his third term. But, if he doesn't get it, don't count me as being surprised.
It will also be interesting to see how this relationship with Russia pans out for Xi's political fortunes. Obviously, that's tumultuous as well. Gordon, great to see you as always. We'll stay in touch.
Thank you so much.